Hello and welcome to another video. Today I've got a watercolour book haul video. So I've been buying a few books lately on watercolour. So I'll start with this one by MacLeod, Watercolour Textures. So I won't show absolutely everything in the books, but I'll give a quick flick through and show a few of the ideas in the books. I absolutely love making the texture with salt with watercolour. I absolutely love it, so I'm hoping that this book's gonna give me loads more ideas of how to make like really interesting textures. One thing I found really interesting about this book was what it says here in the introduction. It says, watercolour is most often regarded as a medium used to create delicate, translucent pictures rather than one capable of vigour and dense textures. However, taking such a narrow view of it is to overlook the immense range of expression it offers to the artist who is prepared to explore and experiment, testing the limits of what can be done with it when it is handled with an open mind and a spirit of creativity. And that has completely changed my mind a little bit about watercolour, because you know, everything I kind of read or heard was all about translucency. It was like translucency was the be all and end all of watercolour, and I know it is supposed to be a translucent medium, but there's so much other things we can do with the more opaque colours, whereas I was kind of starting to write off the opaque colours, but now I'm just going to take an interest in them more because of, you know, what she's saying in this book. Like, look at that, how gorgeous is that, with all them different textures. I love this, how she's given the effect of this bird's nest. It's got kind of like brush strokes, looks like dry brush strokes, and it really gives the texture of that bird's nest. And then here it looks like she's stuck some kind of dried flowers on there and then painted on them and then removed them, but I'll find out more about that further in the book. Oh yeah, creating texture with cling film, that's another thing that I've seen before in the past. It's great. Texture from salt. And then there's some about gouache there. Creating texture with gouache. Look at that, I absolutely love that picture. It's just so gorgeous. Yes, it's just packed with amazing ideas. I absolutely love this as well. I love this picture so much. Okay, so that's that one. Watercolour Textures by MacLeod. And then next I've got this Watercolours Unleashed by Jane Betteridge. I'm going to link all these books as well below. I'll put Amazon affiliate links in the description underneath the video, so if you want to link to them you can take a closer look and look at the prices of them and whatnot. So again, this is another similar kind of book where there's lots of ideas on textures. Look at this, I love this picture so much. I love beach scenes. It's just the colours, they're lovely. These two cute little birds. All the different textures in that. And then the two cute little birds. And this one here, she's actually put beads. She's stuck beads on there. This is just filled with absolutely gorgeous pictures, this one. So lovely. So this is all the materials at the beginning, which is a bit different from other books because they all just have the same thing, the brushes, the paints, the paper. But this one's got like all kinds of other bits and bobs that you can stick to your paintings and or just use them for, you know, creating textures. And then here she's got different colour palettes kind of set out with different colour schemes, colour theory. I absolutely just can't get enough of watercolour books. I just love them. I've already got absolutely loads, but I cannot resist buying them. And here she's used gesso to create texture on the page first of all, and let that dry and then paint over it so there's all that texture underneath, creating some interest. You can see here she's got like some kind of gauze stuck to her page, and then she's just painted over that. I think this book in particular is really good. There's lots of projects as well to follow along. And look at these. I've noticed those in the on the page where it was showing you all the beads and stuff. It's like the kind of dried out leaves or something, and that's all that's left is the leaf veins. And then she's using them to paint over. That looks amazing. I wonder how you do that. It looks like she, I don't know, it looks like she just let it completely dry out and then maybe painted it with some sort of white paint or gouache. Look at that gorgeous seaside scene. All these amazing projects. I'm definitely going to follow some of these. Yeah, I absolutely love this book. It's one of my favourites so far. And then I've got the Anna Mason Watercolour World, which is her newest book. I think it's her second book she's got out. I'll show you the first book as well. So her first book was this one, The Modern Painter, and this is all about flowers. and there's projects to follow at the back. She gives you loads of information on her painting techniques, and she has like her own unique step-by-step technique that she uses to build her picture. So she explains all that, and then at the back she gives a few projects to follow using her painting technique. So that was that one. That was the first one I got, and then this is her new one. And there's even more amazing information, and it's not just flowers this time, there's other things in it, and lots of projects to follow, I think. Yeah, and there's a section on drawing as well. Oh, cute is that? And she gives all sorts of ways of creating different kinds of texture. And then there's the projects to follow. So there's this lovely, I think it's a blackberry project. Then there's an autumn leaf project. Sunflower. And it's a very, very in-depth detail of exactly what to do. You just follow each little step and build the picture up. Then there's the garden bird. And you're just building it up step by step. Keys to improving. So there's all sorts of handy information there on how to improve your painting skills. And it's just full of absolutely gorgeous images of her work. It's just so lovely. And I think these are, at the back it's got other people's paintings that possibly followed her lessons, and these are what they've done, which are absolutely amazing. Yeah, and there's also the line drawings for the projects. She provides the line drawings, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, so that's that one. Now next I've got this one. Like, this is an amazing book. This is, I absolutely love this. If I could recommend any book, it would be this one. I do have a similar book which is also an amazing book. And this one's called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Watercolour. Like, it's a big book and it's got absolutely tons and tons of information on watercolour painting, and you know, all the basics and everything. And then I've come across this one which is kind of similar but even better. It's just, it's got a lot of information in it, a real lot of information. It's got a lot of stuff that I've never seen in other books, to be perfectly honest with you. it'll talk about something and then it'll give you 2 or 3 different ways of like achieving whatever it is that they're talking about, such as this. I found this really interesting, ways of working. So there are two main methods of approaching watercolour: the multiple wash method, where you build up the painting in a series of layers or washes, and the direct method, in which each part of the painting is pitched at the finished tone. Like if you take this, like this is the layering method. So it starts off, if you look at the wall, it's very pale, and then you're adding more paint onto that with the second layer, and then the third layer you're adding even more, and then the fourth layer. Yeah, so it's building and building and building, and it can take quite a long time to do it like that. And then there's the quicker direct method. So I mean, if you look at the wall colour, it starts off this colour and it ends this colour, because that's the colour that you painted that colour right from the beginning. And I just love how they go into such detail on the different methods. So the book starts off, so I'll give you the name, and so it's called Painting in Watercolour, The Indispensable Guide by David Webb. And this man is an amazing artist. So you've got your tools and materials section first of all. And then it goes on to talk about pigments, pigment properties. There's just so much detail. Brushes, all the detail on brushes. Mixing palettes, talks about all kinds of different mixing palettes and what they're all for. All the different paper types. How to stretch your paper. Which I'm going to start doing, by the way. I've bought some paper that's only £90 because I'm going to stretch it myself, because you just save a lot of money that way. I'm going to show you. Like, watercolour paper is really expensive, and if you buy the £140, which is like the weight of the paper, it's a thicker paper, and then it doesn't expand as much when it gets wet, so it prevents a lot of the warping, although it does still expand a little bit. And to completely stop it expanding, you can do what's called stretching the paper. So you soak the paper in water and it'll expand as far as it can possibly expand, and then you tape it to the board and let it dry like that. And because it's taped down, it can't shrink back. So then when you paint, when it's completely dry, it won't warp because it's already at its maximum size that it could swell to, and it's been held at that size. So that's what paper stretching is. So what I've done is I bought, and I mean this is a lot of paper, I bought 10 sheets, only 10 sheets, and it cost me £15 of £90 Bockingford paper. And Bockingford is a really good paper. It's not 100% cotton, but it's a very, very good paper. So 10 sheets, I think it was 30 inches by 40 inches, so they were huge. I think they were full size imperial sized sheets, and then I've cut them down and I've quartered that, and I've got that big thick pile of paper, and they're really large sheets. I think they're possibly A3, they're almost A3, and then I've done a few half size of that, and then half them, and I've got a few of them as well, and I'm going to stretch them. So all those sheets of paper, and it was only £15 in total. So that's what I'm going to start doing to save money on watercolour paper, because it's so expensive. Okay, so this book teaches you all about paper stretching as well, and then it goes through some other useful equipment. Then it goes through all the techniques, all the watercolour techniques, all about mixing colours. So all the basics, it goes through all the basics, and it just gives you so many different techniques. There was something in particular that I really like that I saw that I'm going to try if I can find it. This was it. This is about masking fluid. So instead of, like, so far all I've used masking fluid for is just to preserve the white of the paper on little parts that I needed kept white, but this is like a much more in-depth way of using it. You can use it to achieve this kind of look. So he starts off by painting the page first of all, and then he puts some masking fluid on top of what's already painted, and then he makes that darker, and then he puts more masking fluid on some parts, and then he makes that darker. So you're getting all these different shades of the colour using the masking fluid. Like you can see him painting it on top of the paint here. And this is how he's achieved all these different shades for the leaves, which I just thought was amazing, and I'm gonna give that a try. It's just like the whole book is just a mine of information and techniques and ideas, and his art's absolutely amazing as well. So needless to say, I can definitely highly recommend this book. And the last book I've got, which has just arrived today, is Jean Haynes' Atmospheric Flowers in Watercolour. Now this lady's actually got 4 books out, and I've got one of the others, and I didn't realise she had another 2, so I'm probably going to purchase those as well at some point. So I already had this one, Atmospheric Watercolours, Painting with Freedom, Expression and Style. So I'll just give you a quick flick through. So you can see what type of watercolour she does, and she's obviously given little tips and lessons and tutorials to follow in that, and it's all about, you know, painting loose and atmospheric, and oh God, her work's just amazing. So that's that one, and this is the new one, and it's all just about flowers. And I've only had a little flick through this one, I haven't looked at the whole thing. But these are the other books here. So I've got that one that I've just showed you. Oh, so there must be another 3, because yeah, so there's 4 there, and then obviously this new one. So I'll look for them all and I'll link them underneath with all the other affiliate links, and I'm definitely going to be buying the other 3. I'm definitely getting them. Maybe not right away, but I will eventually collect them. So there's World of Watercolour with the bird on the front, Colour and Light in Watercolour, and Paint Yourself Calm, Colourful, Creative Mindfulness through Watercolour. Okay, so I'll give a quick flick through. Just full of absolutely gorgeous paintings. It's hard. I'm going to have to do it from back to front. It's just so hard to flick through it that way. So this is like a step-by-step tutorial of sunflowers. That looks like an interesting one to follow. I fancy having a go at that. She's just an amazing artist, and there's lots of step-by-step tutorials in this book, and they're all simple, they're all like very simple paintings. Oh, a couple of other things that I've received since, I'm gonna just show you literally what I've got since my last haul, because I haven't done a haul video for a while, so I'm just going to show you what I've got between then and now. Some of the items I have used in videos, but you know, obviously not everybody will have seen every video that I've made, so I'm just going to update you on just a few of the little things that I've purchased since my last unboxing video. So I didn't purchase these. This is a set of Mission Gold watercolor paints that I received as a gift from NVO Toning, who watches my videos, and it's an absolutely gorgeous, amazing, beautiful set of watercolor paints, and I have a video of me unboxing those. If you look at my videos, you should be able to see. In fact, I'll link it at the top now, in the top corner, and I'll link it underneath as well if you'd like to see me unboxing these and trying them out. I'm also going to do a review video of these paints in a month or so, but I'm just doing some light fast tests first, and that'll take like about a month, so I won't be able to make the video until I've got the results of those light fast tests. Another thing that I purchased was this little ceramic palette. It's in a rose shape. It's an amazing little mixing palette. It's got loads and loads and loads of little different compartments for mixing your paints in different sizes. It's really handy because I can use it in my videos because it fits on the screen just down in the corner here, and then I can show people, you know, the colour mixing. I've got this cute little Madine watercolour palette in a blue colour. Now, I've already done a video on these for the pink ones, these lovely pink ones. I'll link that above as well, and if you click on the little eye in the top right, you'll be able to go right to that video if you want to take a closer look at them. I've also got this. Now this is, it's a paint palette for putting your paints in. You know, so if you want to squeeze them from the tube into this and then just let them dry. Now I did this with the Arteza watercolour paints, and I didn't actually have enough slots for them all, so I had to squeeze some in here. But the Arteza watercolour paints cracked when they dried, and the cracked and they ended up in pieces, and I've stuck these pieces down with gum arabic, but they're a little bit difficult to re-wet. They seem a little bit hard, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this again, and I've bought a bottle of glycerin, and I'm going to use this so that I've got enough little wells for all the colours. And this time I'm going to mix glycerin, because I've heard that if you mix glycerin in with paints that crack when they dry, it'll stop them cracking. So I'm going to give that a go, and that'll be on another video coming shortly, and that'll be for the Arteza watercolours, which are absolutely brilliant, really inexpensive watercolours. And then I also got some boards of MDF. If you can see, I've just got 3 different size boards there, but I haven't took the plastic off yet. But that's what I'm gonna use for putting my stretched paper on. I'll be sticking it to these boards. Okay, so that's everything that I've received over the last month or so. Everything's going to be linked below, affiliate links, which means I'll get a small commission if you were to use those links. So if you are wanting to purchase any of these items, I would really appreciate it if you use my link. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll have another video up very soon.